This brother Kapaya Yas with another quick morning lesson. I would like to start off by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rikat Kodash, and double honor to the men of Great Millstone that's out there on the highway and byway, pushing this truth day in and day out, also pushing the truth for the worldwide internet, reaching for the elect to pull them out of a two-thirds state of mind so that we can be beamed up on those chairs of salvation to live in the kingdom under King David and a supreme king, Yahushua, which he has the title of command and authority and rulership over heaven and earth. Though title was given to Yahushua by his father Yahweh. Also, I'm not a member of GMS, but I believe GMS has 100% truth of the Bible to the Akim and Aqua, which are the men and women that listen, learn, and continue to pray for more faith, repent, and fast, and keep the laws and commandments to the best of your ability. As it states in John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandment. Also, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. I did a lesson on this here maybe about 4 or 5 days ago about this Chicago shooting with this young 26-year-old Eve. And everything for a reason. Just like the Bible said, nobody innocent, right? And this is a prime example of no one innocent. So now that I got more detail on this particular shooting with this 26-year-old girl, and mind you, she had a boyfriend in the car with her and her newborn baby. And the boyfriend, he was hit, but he survived. And the newborn baby, through the blessings of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, didn't get hit. Very lucky. Very lucky. The young man didn't die from all those bullets that entered into him, because it was over 50 rounds. And very blessed, Alakia, very blessed that the baby didn't get unalive and that gunfire, So it was said that this 26-year-old woman was running her mouth about a death that happened, I guess 3 months ago or something like that, making fun of people, loved one that died, or and 3 months ago, for some people, it still hurt. It can be 3 years and you talk about their family member, it still hurt. You got to be careful who you talk to. And that tongue and that haughty spirit of this woman didn't make her innocent. When you involve yourself in this lifestyle of talking, getting on Facebook, because that's what a lot of young people love to do, get on Facebook and talk mess. And everybody know who you are. People know where you stay at. And it's all about this tough guy image. And now you got these women that want to play this tough guy role. And a lot of you women, you stepping into a different arena. You trying to be masculine, and you're going to F around and find out that you ain't so masculine. You don't think, a lot of our women don't think shit can happen. Especially the young, women of our generation of Israel, and mainly the head tribe, Judah, Eve. She think that she's 10 feet tall and bulletproof because the society have protected these women, have told them that they are equal as a man, that you can do everything like a man, and women have been getting away with, violating men, and nothing happened. See, that's the problem right there. This society have been babying our women giving them passes, you know. But for a man, it's no pass. You wrong. You should never do that to a woman. You should never this and never that. We get punished for the stuff, the same thing that they do to us. When we do it back to them, we get punished 144 times over. For with them, that's a slap on the wrist. You know, they can trap you up, set you up, you know, plan a fake pregnancy on you, and then they want to go to the hitman office and get it aborted, and you gonna, you know, pay for it because, you know, you simple. Jake ain't innocent in this here. Jake go ahead and give her the money, and she go get the money and go buy her outfit with it. Or she'll lie and say, well, you know, I'm pregnant by you and the baby not his, and he spend, you know, 5-10 years raising the child, and, you know, or she can cry out rape, and it was consensual between them two. See, you know, women, not all, but if it fit you and you feeling some kind of way, I'm talking to you. You know, some women, you know, they'll sit up there and try to get the bag off a lie. But anyway, I don't want to go off to the left field, but this woman, she got on Facebook talking mess. That tongue is very powerful. So we're going to go into it. So let me just play this video. Let me go here, Salakia. Let me go here. Give me 1 second. Go to fair use. Salakia, hold on. Give me 1 second. I just go here. Fair use, fair use. Oh, come on. Let me just, Salaki, let me just go here. Trying to find where that other, Salaki. There you go. Not making any profit off this video, just teaching our people the powerful use of the tongue. This tongue can give you life and give you death. And a lot of our people choose death. So I'm just playing this video, you know, just to make a point, you know, using scriptures to edify, you know, the flock. So let's go into it. Says here, this is by Twisted Crime Official. Chicago shooting, unbelievable twist. What else? Unbelievable twist. New evidence emerged on why Gabriel Arias was killed. 100 shots. Okay. More than 50, so let's go ahead. And Salakia. Let me pull this up right quick. Hold on. I want to see this right quick. You saw the way that young girl. Hold on. Let me get out of here. Let me pull it back up. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make a point. You see?
Do not get a consolidation loan until you see this. Hey, Mario Lopez here, and if you're thinking about getting
I want to pull up that, yeah. You see it right there? We got Chicago shooting, that young lady, that's the 26-year-old that got shot. But do you see her mannerism? Do you see how she is? You know, taking the picture with the middle finger up. I mean, how can you have somebody to feel sorry for you when you, simple stuff like this here, and people might say, you know, it's no hurt, no harm or whatever. But the deal is, This what you represent. You know, when people see a picture of you, they gotta see a picture of you throwing up the middle finger. See, you know, people starting to see who you really are. You know, just by this picture alone, oh, she wanna be a badass. So let's go to the video and select it for that. Just wanted to show that.
Oh my god. Huh?
Venía saliendo como...
They shot it up.
Yeah.
Who's dead?
Hey, blood from the driver dead, bro.
Oh yeah, he did.
He dead than a motherfucker, bro.
It's a miracle that that baby was not shot. It's a miracle.
This is the story of Gabrielle Ayers, age 26, a young lady whose car was shot up over 100 times and died as a result of that. Her boyfriend who was in the car survived this ambush, and also, her 1-year-old son survived the attack. Well, there has been a lot going on online since she was killed. Some people were quick to say karma came back to hunt her for something she had said about someone who passed away not too long ago, while some people think it was her gangbanger boyfriend who caused her death indirectly.
Oh, so they wanted the mama who was talking about their dead brother? All right, y'all, so it's more to the story. It's an update on that Chicago woman, Gabrielle, who lost her life after 4 men ran up and they shot the car over 50 times when her daughter was in the car with them. A lot of people was blaming her and blaming the boyfriend. Come to find out, the boyfriend had dropped this when they was driving. I mean, it had to be somebody that was either following them or just lurking on alert time. Cause I mean, they got to him pretty quick. He must have had to been over in somebody's neighborhood that they ain't supposed to been over. I just don't get, why would you taunt niggas when you know you got a baby in the car? Why would you drop your location and want a nigga to come hunt you on any playtime like that when you know you got a baby in the car? Now y'all, the target really was the mom. No disrespect. They said she wanted to be in that lifestyle. But not even just 90 days ago, she was just dissing the ops, dead people.
Now you see that right there? This just stupidity. She dropped the location of her, you know, where she at, put her man in a situation, and he didn't know anything about it until the last minute. You know, that's why you men vex your women. And also you women, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Vex your men. See what they all about. You know, you men, you have a talk to your woman. Listen, when we out and about and you doing something that's gonna jeopardize our life, let me know so that I can change plan. No, fuck no, we not going over your mama house now. We finna turn around and we finna go back to the house. Or we finna go out of town, we finna go somewhere. But you vex your woman in the beginning. See what her mind at. You know, is she about street shit and you deal with her, then ain't nobody gonna show you no sympathy, because you know what type of bitch she is. You women, if you know that this man, he about that street shit, on my mama and all that bullshit, and you get with him, ain't nobody gonna show you no sympathy. That's on you. That's on you. You the one choose that man. But this woman, look at this here. She posted this right here. Now let me post her dead ass brother in the casket on my page. See that right there? That tongue is something powerful. And you women, y'all think that y'all can get away because shit like this hardly happens to you. But now a lot of you gonna face this here. Jacob Trouble is in full effect. And there's gonna be more you women getting gunned down like this. And especially you women that's talking about, you know, a couple months back, these women had the Klan phone number on speed dial to unalive so-called black men. Listen, it's gonna be more men like that gunning you down. But you women, you need to be smart. You don't up and do shit like this here thinking shit ain't gonna happen. You gonna post something like this and you know that the family is still, you know, grieving over the death of their loved one. But you post anyway because ain't nobody gonna do anything to me. I'm tough, you know. Give me 1 second. So I'm back now. So, you know, this is just a lot of stupidity. You know, when you don't, you know, when you don't go through horrendous stuff. See, guys, when they fight, it's more brutal than a lot of these girls. You know, because you have guys, you have somebody to come and break it up. Look at the fight compared to guys' fight. Look at the girls' fight compared to guys' fight. You know, when guys fight, you know, a lot of them been raised up in a single parent home dealing with, you know, with the women. They got male strength but female emotions. So when they knock you out, they want to stomp you. They want to continue beating you until you're unconscious. You know? But when you see a woman fight, you know, she gonna fight, and then, you know, you might see, you know, damn near a doggone a porn show. Because a lot of them, when they fight, they don't think about, damn, I have no panties on, I got a miniskirt on. You know, they don't think about that. They just go to fighting and be damn near naked when they get through fighting. You know? So, and then somebody come break it up, and both parties, you know, both women, you know, get in the car and they leave. You know? But when the guy fights, somebody sleeping, getting stomped out, got to go to the hospital or get shot up. So, you know, a lot of these girls, they don't think that it can happen until it happens, you know. So let me just go to this, because their tongue is powerful. It says here, AI overview. In the Bible, the tongue is portrayed as a small but incredible maybe I said that wrong. Yeah, well, incredible, powerful force capable of great good, blessing Yahweh, speaking truth, giving life. Yeah, if you use it in a righteous way, you know, you will be blessed by the Heavenly Father. You know, the Heavenly Father will protect your life. You know, He'll have those righteous angels to protect you. You know, when you walking down the road looking at your cell phone, and the guy hit a pothole and come right next to you, but miss you by inches. You know. Now here's the opposite, or immense evil, gossip. You know, people, and this how this happened. A lot of gossip going back and forth. I'm trying my best to hurt your feelings. I'm gonna talk about your dead loved one. Cursing. You know, I wish death on your whole family. Oh yeah, that's how they do on Facebook. You know, hope your mama and your daddy be next, and I can post them on my Facebook page and next to your brother in the casket. Deceit, starting conflict. And listen, that's a lot of that. Starting conflict, causing spiritual harm. It says here, James 3:1 through 12, but this is just an analogy. Use analogies of a horse bit, a ship rudder. You know, these are small utensils, you know, to guide something big, something powerful. The bit to be put in the horse's mouth, it will tell you here in a second, is, you know, used to guide the, you know, help guide the horse. The rudder help guide the ship, you know. So it says here, and a small fire to illustrate how the tongue, though small, direct one whole life and can have devastating devastating effect, highlighting it as a restless evil full of deadly poison. The Bible emphasizes controlling the tongue by guarding the heart, speaking truth in love, and using it to praise Yahweh, reflecting one inner state. It says here, the tongue, power, and danger. It says here, life and death. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. You know, you're going to keep the laws and commandments. You're going to serve the Lord. You're going to be gentle to your brothers and to your sisters. Let's go to this scripture here. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It says here, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, we got to be tender and very delicate amongst our brother to avoid any type of shit like this here. See, but we living in Babylon, and Babylon have deceived and tricked and gave our women power to be like men, to act like men, which is stupidity. You know, and I'm talking about for 2/3 of our men, they don't know how to control their emotion. You got women acting like men, want to be tough. But now his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. The same for the woman. Let's go down here. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set her sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom. So, this woman here, she's evil towards, both a male and female of this young man that died, family. Instead of saying my condolence, I'm sorry for your loss. Is there anything I can do to ease the pain? Instead of being, hardened and hearty and want to be tough, and you just want to show the world how much hate that you have for that girl and his brother, because she was going back and forth with another female, and that's how it go down. And she know that people retaliate behind the death of a loved one. It don't have to be fresh. It can be years down the line. Another example, like Charleston White. Charleston White. He talked about what's that dude out of Chicago, Old Block. I can't think of his name right now. King Von. That's it. Now King Von, in my eyes, he wasn't no king. King Von was a regular street YN, just like what you see on every day, in your big cities and small countries, your country towns, because you got a lot of bad ones that want to prove that they bad, and that's just pretty much it, But going around and bragging and boasting and going online and going on Facebook because you want that smoke, because Charleston White he got protection. Charleston White got a whole he got a whole weaponry of arsenals. He got what it takes to to bag up his shit. But anybody can get caught slipping. Anybody can get caught slipping. So it's good not to go that route with some of your your 2/3 people. Let them be. If they try to do something to you, hey, defend yourself. But if they talk about your mama or your daddy or whatever, man, fuck them. They're gonna get, they're gonna get talked about soon when Jacob Trouble comes, or whenever the hopeful elect get beamed up. We're gonna Yahweh Radazah, hope and pray that I'm part of the elect, and you listeners that are listening. We're gonna be laughing. We're gonna get the last laugh. So we're gonna be looking down at them while they running from them ICBM missiles. So let them talk their shit. It all come back full circle. So it says here, the Proverbs 8:18-21. Yeah, I read it. It says here, go down the fire. It compares to a fire that can set the whole course of life ablaze. James 3:6. Hey, she didn't wake up this morning thinking that shit was gonna happen to her. She got her boyfriend with her man with her baby. I'ma still, hit the block or whatever, however they said. She didn't think that the words that I'm saying, it might come back and haunt me. I might need to lay low. But you have so many of our people. I'm outside. Ain't nobody scaring me and be on Facebook because you want to show the world that you tough. And guess what? The world gonna see you, bleeding out the mouth with 15 holes in your chest. Yeah, the world gonna see you then. And then what you gonna do? What you gonna say? You can't say nothing now. You got blood coming out your mouth. Now people are gonna be reading and talking about you like now. See, this when you was tough and throwing up the middle finger. You don't think shit can happen. Now we talking about you. Now you gone. You in the spirit. Salakia.
Cover right. Now signal's on, and we follow him back, so you guys come on back.
You in the spirit world now. We talking about you, but you in your right mind now. You know the true name of the Lord, the Son. You know that you're an Israelite, and if you from the tribe of Judah, you know that. And if you wasn't submissive, you very much so submissive now, and you loving it because you being submissive to the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Whatever the Lord is telling these female angels to do, guess what? You loving it. You loving it. And hopefully, when Esau kingdom is over, you'll be born back in this kingdom, and you're gonna be all right. You're going to be ashamed for a while. But after that, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be better than the rest of the other women, the heathen women and the wicked women. Let's go back to here. Taming. This one thing she wasn't trying to do, tame her mouth, tame her tongue. No human can fully tame the tongue, which is described as an evil, restless, and deadly poison, James 3:8. Because, now it just said, can nobody fully tame it? But there are some things that you know not to say. You just don't get on Facebook and post shit. Now, if you want to talk to your boyfriend about this girl getting on your nerve, talk shit to him about how you feel about her dead brother, then that's on you. You go talk to him about it, but don't go put that shit on Facebook so that the world can see it. And then people of their young man family see what you post now. You looking over your shoulder, and then you jeopardizing other people that's with you. You dropping your location. I mean, boy, I'm telling you, that's just ridiculous. Harm. It can wound the soul incite hatred, and overthrow cities. So it wombed the soul. Yeah, she had a bunch of holes in her, and well, you know, she had a bunch of wounds in her flesh, you know, and that soul, that spirit, you know, back in the spirit world, she's dead now. You know, incited hatred. You don't think that those people that you post hated you? Yeah, they had some hate for you. That's why they took you out. They didn't care who you had in the car. They hated you and everything you represent. Your baby, your boyfriend, your mama, and your daddy, your sister, and your brother. They didn't care. They didn't check and say, hey, all right, man, get out the car and get that baby because we finna unalive it. No, it don't work like that. You know? So going to the analogy of James chapter 3 about the horse bit, say a small bit turn a large horse. A ship rudder, a small rudder steer a huge, you know, ship. You know, fire, a tiny spark ignites, ignites a great forest. So something small as the tongue can be overwhelming. It can bring shit to the table, you know, that you can't handle. You know, and she just wasn't wise. There's a scripture in the Bible where it says this here. Let me go. I think is it Joel or Job? I think it's Job 27 and hold on. Just bear with me. 17 maybe. Let me see. 7. Oh boy. Let me see. Where it said deprive women of understanding. Let me have to Google that. I deprive women of understanding, King James Version. Okay, Job.
The King James Version.
17. And it says this right here. Said because Yahweh have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. If she had wisdom, she could have foreseen how this could have turned out. And knowing it was going to turn out good. But with her pride, Salakia, but with her pride, she said, the hell with that. Oh, it's a skit on, what is it, Dave Chappelle, where it says, I keep it real. Yeah, you know, and keeping it real can get you instant death because you don't know how to control that tongue. Even though it was a Facebook quote or, you know, how text or a message to someone, there's still, you know, even when you text it, I guarantee you said it. You know, you ain't gotta say it verbally, but when you put shit out there like that, when people read it, they mentally visualize you saying what you text. And I'm sure she was out in the street talking big shit. Yeah, we over here, we outside, We own what is it? What street was they on? I want to say she was on what is it, 63rd or something like that. Gave them the location, and there you go. Now she's gone because she couldn't resist her mouth, which went to her fingers to text in her phone on Facebook, you know, to hurt somebody's feelings over a deceased deceased loved one. So I'm just going to end it right here, and this is an example of not to be like. Don't be like this woman here. I don't know. She had women telling her, you know, just like tell you in Titus 2 and 3, you know, older women need to teach the young women how to be a woman, how to love their husband,
Like I say, you need to get those fights.
how to be chaste, to be pure,
You need to get them now while we're
you know, not to be and mess like this here. She just got caught up in some mess. So I'm gonna end it right here. Shalom.